Never
Hey, bro.
that serious.
She for the streets.
She gone.
She on the street in the car with the dude. Is that what other confirmation you need?
He chased
What's going on? KD Bo here. Rod Minger.
Hilarious.
Tiny, a.k.a. Indescribable.
Hey.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the KD Bo Show live from the Content Factory. All right. Very full weekend. I want to hear about y'all's.
Woo, child. It never stopped. There was so much to do. So me and Rod filmed a lot. I saw Rod all weekend, so that was great.
Sounded sarcastic, but go ahead.
I was just playing. No, Rod's my guy.
I was kind of looking for confirmation.
I was like, wow.
Was it great?
No. We did. We really did. We had fun. We did a lot of filming. We worked. I mean, you saw the content that we created on social
You
media.
sound like the wife that answers for the husband.
No, we really did have
It was her turn,
Rod,
Katie. It was her
did we
turn.
have a good time?
I'm looking for you for confirmation.
We had a great time.
Baby, if you're not okay, blink once. Okay,
It was a great time.
If you need help, blink once.
We had fun.
No, we did though. We created a lot of content. He actually got me booked for some a series that we're filming. So I'm excited to be a part of that.
Congratulations!
Yeah, I mean we did. That was my entire weekend. I filmed the entire weekend, and I was very happy about that because I usually try to keep. I'm a Monday through Friday kind of person, and I like my weekends for self-care stuff, face masks and all that stuff.
Yeah.
None of that this weekend. It was all work. So, but I had a good time.
Good stuff, man.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah, same. Created content all day Friday. And then as I was on my way to film Friday, I received 3 auditions at the same time.
Whoa.
They were all due by Sunday afternoon, but I was already booked all day Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got through filming Friday night, I had to pop an energy drink so I could stay up all night to study for the auditions that I had to get done the next day, which that's how me and Tiny ended up going together because she helped me with one of my auditions, which thank you, by the way. It went really well.
And I'm pretty sure that he's going to land the gig.
Yeah, I hope I land the gig.
Amazing, man.
Yeah, it was really dope, man.
That is incredible.
Yeah, but the highlight of that night was I went to Longhorn for dinner. Went to Longhorn. I like Longhorn here and there. I like a good steak.
The KD Bo Show, brought to you by Longhorn.
But this is the crazy predicament I got put in. My steak was amazing. I mean, it was great. The flavor was perfect.
As
the smell,
you would expect.
Oh my gosh, it was
from
awesome.
Longhorn.
But Jazz's steak was overcooked.
Oh, wait a minute.
Now that's a tight spot for a guy.
Oh, wait a
Oh,
minute.
gosh.
And we had it to go. And it's not like we ate
Oh, you
there.
couldn't even take it back.
We got it to go because I had been out all day. So I let's get some food, go home, eat it, watch the game, whatever. We get home and I could just hear the disgust in her chewing. It was just really slow, like, mwah, mwah. And I'm trying to act like I don't hear it, but I know her. I'm like, she's not having fun with this steak. And I hear her cutting it.
The whole table moving.
I just hear the well done cuts. I'm like, oh, that steak is well done. It is awful. Mine is medium. It is perfect.
How did she order it?
She ordered the medium as mine, but they overcooked it. So she ended up with a well done steak, almost burnt.
I don't know how you can get well done from medium. They're too far apart.
I think they just got from the wrong. Maybe they got from the wrong order or something.
got
They probably
somebody
put to somebody else.
But well done sounds well done. It had that.
Yeah.
And I heard her, and I was like, man, that's got to be terrible that your steak sucks because mine is. I'm having a great time, but I can't say nothing.
He said on the bed,
I was
slept
about
his
to say,
leg.
I hope you didn't say
I didn't say a word, but it smelled great.
Rod slept on the
And
couch that night.
I knew the problem started when I watched her point towards my plate. She pointed towards my plate. She's like, yo, can I just get a piece of the corner? But as a man, she wants a piece of the corner. It's going to lead from the corner to the center to the other side of your steak. So I had to act like mine was just okay. I'm like, yeah, man, I might need to go in the microwave. It's kind of lukewarm. Like maybe they gave me somebody else's steak. So I ended up giving her half of my steak.
Oh, no, sir.
But you know what? I was watching the game. It looked like the Suns were about to win. I was really excited, and then they lost. So it was a double whammy on my night, man.
How big was the steak?
Oh, I had the it was a big steak.
I'm sorry, what was the hesitation?
You don't want to tell. So you had the cowboy, you had the cowboy 20 ounce joint, right?
And didn't want to share.
It wasn't a 20 ounce, but it was a nice size, and we'll just go with that.
Oh, my bad. You got the 44 ounce.
No,
joint.
it was down. It was lower than 20.
Okay, 18.
Yeah. It was a nice size steak. It was a nice size steak.
19.
You got a ribeye?
It was a ribeye. Of course,
I
it was
knew
a
it.
ribeye.
I knew it.
It was a ribeye. It
It
was
was a
great.
pretty thick steak.
And then Sunday, I had the pleasure of booking a role. No, stop, sir.
I'm going to
I'm telling my next story. I'm done with the steak.
This ain't got nothing to do with you. I want to know for me. Tell your story. Longhorn.
Not the research.
So
hey, we need to remove all laptop devices from filming.
I'm tired. I don't like being checked on the air. I'm tired of it.
Not fact checking.
Maybe it's a couple of ounces. No big deal. That's not an important part. But I did give her most of my steak. a lot of my steak. I gave her pieces of my steak. You know, I shared. I did the right thing.
I mean, hey, you did what you had to do.
I just learned in that moment that, man, we can be put in some weird predicaments when it comes to food.
And, bro, you can't say, here's the thing. You can't say, but I wanted all of my steak.
You can never say that.
I wanted all 20 ounces.
I wanted every piece,
I mean,
even the
you
fat.
can.
Of the
I wanted
steak.
even the fat. I wanted that too. I wanted that on the back.
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
what y'all call it. Where y'all from? The fat.
The fat part,
yeah.
that'd be the most seasoned part.
All right,
that fat be holding it.
It be lit. It be lit.
I can't do the steak. I can't do the fat.
You can't do the fat?
Oh, no, I can't do the fat.
Man,
I
listen,
tear
if a
that
steak
thing
hits my
up.
plate, no part of that steak
tastes
leaves
like
my plate.
grease. Sulfate.
And we love it.
And I like it.
And we love it.
And then I was fortunate to book a part in a pilot that's coming out with All In Films. My boy Mike Allen. It's going to be starring Killer Mike and myself.
Shut
He
your
couldn't
mouth.
wait to
Yeah,
say
man.
that.
So I'm in a pilot, man.
Wait
Yeah,
a
it's gonna
minute.
be lit,
It's
man.
a whole movie, right?
No, it's a sitcom. It's a sitcom pilot, but you know, I mean, I hope it does what it need to do. But we're shooting it.
So
It's got some leg traction behind it. I hope it does some good stuff, man.
Hey, I watched them. They worked. It was amazing. I love the
Was
script.
good,
It
man.
was great.
So apparently we're looking
Can't
for a
wait to
new
see it.
co-host for
Don't
No,
do
man,
that.
no.
Don't do that. Don't do my friend.
you ain't about to stay here. I can see now. Hey, Katie, I can't make it in, dog.
I cough and then tell you that my toe is hurt. That's the thing.
I'm gonna
my
be out.
toe
I'm gonna
is
be about
sore.
2-3 weeks.
Yeah, man. So that was my weekend, man. That
That's
was
pretty
it.
good. That's pretty good.
Oh, you know what
man.
I forgot to mention?
Yeah.
Shout out to the African Princes of Comedy. I went to, it was Kanice 100K, Foxy himself,
Great dude,
and a
great
host of
dude.
other guys. And it was a really fun time. So I just wanted to shout them out because they were really put together.
You
a nice-
attended or you doing comedy?
I attended. I was there.
For doing comedy?
No. I was supporting a friend. But it was
I
at
was
Ike's
about
Bar
to
and
say.
Grill in
been very
Norcross.
rude.
But it was fun though. I enjoyed it. It was a great time.
African Princes of Comedy.
Yeah, it was now the accents were thick, but it was hilarious. What I understood, I was like, yo, they have American problems. And it was hilarious to me. So I enjoyed myself.
Kanice is hilarious, man. Follow
is.
him on
He's a funny
Instagram.
guy.
He does some funny content, man. So I hate that I missed that, Kanice. I didn't know that was going down. If I would have knew, I definitely would have tried to come.
So it's a lot of money, man, in Africa. Like my wife, she watches a lot of those the Nigerian movies.
Mm-hmm. I
watch
can't
those,
do
huh?
that now. I have to draw the line.
Yo,
them Johns be terrible.
No. Oh no,
They be terrible.
They are incredible.
Which
actually.
ones do you be watching?
Some of them are good.
I guess I watched all the incredible ones because they've been pretty good. You know, they're
Right,
pretty
I
good.
don't be watching them. They be hilarious to me.
Yeah, oh my goodness, yeah, they're pretty good. So yeah, that's that. My congratulations, man,
Thank you, man.
to both of you. So I didn't know if you guys knew this, but I also am an actor. If you check out
I
my
remember.
IMDb page, you will notice that I have been in several feature films, one of which Disney's Let It Shine. Huh? I said Disney's Let It Shine. It's amazing how when I walk through malls, these kids are like, oh my gosh, that's the guy
Don't nobody say that,
from
KD.
the rap battle.
No.
And I act like I don't hear them. Mommy, is that the guy? And I said, yes.
But you enjoy every minute of it.
Why, yes, it is. I am he. With the little chain there, it is. It's pretty dope. But if you ever want to bring me on to do something, man, I would love to.
Oh, that'd be
to
great,
help-
man.
To help you.
I didn't know if we could afford you. You know what I mean?
And you. I would love to
I was
be a
about to say,
part.
I definitely don't have any budget to pay you. So.
you know, Katie, you be a different situation, man. Like, you know, you come with a driver needed. You know,
Right.
you need a manicure before you go on set. You know, you need a
Yeah.
haircut live on
He
set.
definitely is a barber.
It's a
on set.
situation.
I want everybody to take advantage of hearing all of this. Go ahead, finish. I don't
Nah.
want you to stop. I don't want you to stop.
I wasn't going to stop. I was going to keep going. You
as
also
we
need
were
a
saying-
wardrobe person. You know, all those things. You know,
Gotcha.
Katie has a small woman that comes and stands next to him who fans him
and feeds him grapes.
Yeah.
on a
Peeled, of
bed
course.
of olive leaves.
Peeled grapes, yeah, of course. Yeah, no, just whenever you need me, I'm there for you. I'm here to serve. Okay.
And I appreciate that, man.
Appreciate that,
I
KD.
felt like you meant that.
It sounded very genuine.
That's a low-key flex for me that you... Oh, wait a minute. You were the lead in these, right? You're the
But I had to
not gonna do
audition.
this.
See, when
I'm not gonna do
when you're lead, Katie, you don't have to audition.
Yeah.
Now you're big.
I have to
That'd be
audition.
like,
I had to
we want
audition.
Katie Bo.
We want Katie Bo. I have to actually go in and stand in line with my papers and study and go in there and try to knock it out
Gotcha.
like a normal person.
You did a good job.
Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations, man. So this weekend I was in Dallas, Texas, and we were talking about trusts and what have you. Shout out to Cedric Brown and Tanya Brown. Man, you guys, the event that you had was incredible. I'm looking forward to working with you, etc. Dennis Kimbrough was there, Les Brown and others. We had a
Les Brown?
Yeah, it was good. Great time, man.
That's a great dude, man.
Yeah.
I listen to his motivational speeches, but go ahead.
Yeah, it was good. It was really, really good. And one of the biggest flexes over the weekend that I noticed was we went out to a restaurant, and Cedric paid for everybody to go. All right, so the restaurant was Salt Bay's restaurant. You know the guy that with the
okay.
you know, what is it? What are you doing?
Yeah, that guy.
It's just a little tad, little sprinkle.
Yeah, with a sprinkle of salt on the.
Was he there?
The food. He wasn't there. He was in his Greece location.
Oh, excuse me.
So no, hear me.
Oh.
Dude is really doing it. Miami, I know. Dallas, I know. Greece, I know. It's like several places that he's, serving the steaks and what have you. But what tripped me out was, number one, dude, Cedric paid for everybody. You know how much the cheapest steak is there?
$85.
No.
Oh,
$360.
What?
You're close. So the Salt Bay steak. So Salt Bay's tomahawk was wagyu meat. It was $200. The lowest one is like $290. The more expensive one, I didn't say most of it. The more expensive one is like $1,900.
Oh my God.
But that's not the most expensive.
I'm too poor for this conversation.
They have food that is wrapped in 24 karat gold. Behold.
Wow.
It's wrapped in 24 karat gold. Now you would say to yourself, there's no way anybody's going to be eating that. Oh, but you would be mistaken. Take me to the prices, Kine.
It looks amazing.
The Salt Bay Golden Tomahawk.
I'm going to get a steak as soon as I leave here.
$1,100 to $2,200.
What kind of size does it come with? A gold watch?
Then you've got the 24 karat gold coated Wagyu strip loin. There you go.
I'm not spending rent on no steak.
No. Look at that. Oh, and then you've got the golden burger.
That's a gold burger?
Look. That's so crazy, right? Look at that. Oh, my gosh. Look at that.
I'm not eating no gold.
Is that the burger? The gold burger?
That's the gold burger.
That's what you had?
No, I didn't have that.
He said he had steak.
I had a steak.
Was it the tomahawk, though?
The tomahawk, you sold the tomahawk already. I didn't have the gold one.
You had the regular one?
I had the regular one.
Okay, there you go.
Sir.
I'm just trying to see what's going on.
Let's temper our...
What size did you have? Did you have any potatoes?
No, mine was like $290, I think. The steak was like $290.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
Jesus, there's no way.
But what I'm saying to you is that he paid for everybody.
No problem.
It was incredible. But what I thought about was, what threw me off was there are people that are literally struggling, just trying to have food to eat, trying to clothe themselves, whatever. And people are eating burgers that are wrapped
covered in gold.
In 24 karat gold. Eating steaks wrapped in 24 karat gold.
This
is, you don't want to hate on it, but you say, yeah, Doc, y'all, we ain't struggling. We say we struggling, we ain't struggling, dog.
We just want more. We just want more.
I don't know if it's greed. I don't know what it is, but bro, we're not
flexing.
struggling.
It's to say we did this because there's no other reason you need a steak dipped in 24 karat gold. You don't need it.
I don't want it. I don't think I would want that even if somebody was paying for it.
That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't even order that.
I don't think my steak came out wrapped in gold. I'm not cutting into that to eat that.
Exactly.
I don't want that.
But I think the interesting thing is,
but I would have got the tomahawk.
So you're right. Yes, you would have. So you get the steak, and then you say to yourself, okay, well, somebody else is paying for it. Cool, gotcha. I'm gonna enjoy myself. But what kind of person actually goes to the most expensive thing on the menu and said, I want that because they're paying for it? Yeah,
it's some jerks out here.
I'm not that person.
I'm the guy that's still gonna find the cheapest thing.
And you know what? No, I'm not gonna find it.
I ain't gonna do that.
I will.
But I will be reasonable.
I'm gonna get what I would pay for. So if I wouldn't pay for that monstrosity, I just wouldn't order it just because somebody else is paying for it. That ain't me. So I just thought, like, man, people are struggling in this world. And I'm sitting at this table with people that's like, yeah, I made my first million at 27 years old. Oh man, I remember when I made $15 million. Wow, that was a long time ago. That kind of thing. So sometimes, man, your circle, it's important to have the kind of circle that can challenge you to think outside yourself. And let me be clear, I wouldn't nowhere in that conversation at all under any circumstances. But watch this. I'm on my way.
There it is. Just not yet.
I'm on my way.
I get it. I like that.
He's
ain't there yet.
On time.
That's how I feel, man. I like
don't play with it.
Yes, he is.
That part.
Oh, time.
Yeah, okay.
There we go. I felt good about it.
It was good. It was the Lamb of God.
You know, it's always be somebody. It's always one.
Lamb in his throat. So
it's always one.
I got to go. Lamb of God.
You know, it wasn't until you said it the second time I realized you was being disrespectful.
I'm not gonna play with y'all.
was like, okay.
Okay.
He let me be part of the team for once. Okay, great.
All right, so listen to some of these stories. A lot of stuff happened over the weekend. Who wants to go first?
Well, listen, crazy story. I was doing a little research and I found out that at the Olympics, they have basically installed like 18,000 beds made of cardboard. But that's not the problem. The problem is the reason for the beds. They're trying to discourage the athletes from having sex. And I'm, in my mind, wondering, why is that on the list of concerns at the Olympics?
Well, you know what's interesting is that I was looking at an article and they talked about how they're giving out like 160,000 condoms. But that's like not even half of the condoms that they gave out in Brazil. They get out like 400 and some odd thousand condoms in Brazil. Yes. So what threw me was the fact that I didn't know that promiscuity was so abundant at the Olympics like that.
Oh, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, the people not there to compete. They're there to...
Oh, they're there to compete.
They're there to have a good time while they compete.
I guess so.
Have you been to South America?
Yeah.
Oh, man, it's out of control.
I mean, I just didn't think that it was...
It's out of control down there. Like,
really?
Yeah, I mean, you can just be at the grocery store, and I'm talking about beautiful women walk up like, hey, so why are y'all here?
Right.
Like, well, you know, we're going to be at 7.
Now you
we're
going to
be at this restaurant.
Wow.
And I will buy you drinks. I mean, it's out of control down there, man. Like,
yeah.
My brother said that about Jamaica.
It's out of control.
He said it's wild in Jamaica.
Jamaica's lit, but ain't that? No, it ain't wild.
No, he said that there's a specific spot. We're going to talk about it off the air. He said that there's a specific spot that you can go in Jamaica.
Let me tell you something. It's some
wet your whistle.
It's some specific spots everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some specific spots everywhere.
Atlanta got a few on the south side.
What did you say about the whistle?
Just wet your whistle.
I'm not going to.
You know how old folks say, you got to wet your whistle. What do that mean, Granddaddy? Granddaddy.
But I'm going to say this, though. The beds are, you know, I don't know if the beds are to stop people from having sex, because quite frankly, the beds.
First of all,
okay, look at the beds. These are the beds.
Baby.
Oh, wow.
People in college have done worse with less. So.
Yeah,
and that's just enough space to make it
right.
Work. And plus, I think that the goal was to make sure that they were recyclable and to increase their green imprint in the world. But this is 2020. You know, this is a long time ago, bro. This is already in place.
Yeah.
And I saw a dude on one of these videos jumping up and down on the bed, and they can withstand like 440 pounds. Trust me, if you want to get it in, you're gonna get it in. I think it's more so the fact that they just wanted to make sure that the beds were recyclable. Which why
would you recycle a bed and you're trying to keep people from having sex on them?
Now that I'm thinking about it, because when they leave, what are they gonna do with those beds?
Burn them.
They're going to throw them away, or they're going to burn them. So they want to make sure that the carbon imprint is not so significant. That's why they had these beds. But it became a big story because they was like, you don't want to have sex. But the beds are sturdy. If you want to have sex on that, listen, I don't know about y'all. I don't even need a bed.
I was about to say, somebody going to get that flow.
That pallet.
Going to get right on that flow.
A little pallet on the floor.
Come on, pallet.
Come on, pallet.
Yeah.
Give me an extra blanket so I can make a whole pallet.
Because every time I hear the word pallet, I think about grandma's house. I think about grandma's house when, the cousins, all 30 of us are here. Cut that light off and go to bed. Y'all still up kiki until 2 a.m.
Could you imagine?
That's what I think about when I hear pallet.
Being a top athlete in whatever sport that you're doing over there, and you go to the concierge desk like, excuse me, give me two more blankets so I can make a pallet. And then somebody like, pallet?
A pallet? Right, a pallet?
Right.
What is this pallet?
What is a pallet?
What is this pallet?
I think about it though. When you go out of town, that is the kind of time you try to get it in though. I ain't gonna lie. So I guess international
that's a vacation.
travel.
That's number one on the vacation list.
Yeah.
Anytime you travel,
especially if you can't smoke no weed.
Today's podcast episode is sponsored by. Those hot Cheetos.
Let me tell you something.
They're right. Yes,
you're telling the absolute truth, because honestly, a lot of people, they unwind either alcohol or some form of drug, narcotic or something. Man, you ain't got none of that?
Bruh.
How else you going to unwind?
Gotta wet that whistle.
Dang it, Rod, that's good.
I'm trying to let you know.
My God, that's good, man. That's good. Wow. You can't smoke. Ain't no drugs.
Y'all.
And now y'all give me a hard bed to lay on?
Ain't no drinking.
Come on.
Got to have some sex.
So you got to have, that's how you unwind. And they're not going to take that away. They just,
the sex.
Yeah.
I got some energy to release and somebody going to get it.
Oh, Lord. That sounds detrimental to...
Could you imagine?
Okay,
But they're not keeping them apart. Like, it's not like a college dorm.
Yeah, like, well, there's a will,
I mean,
there's a
they're
way.
grown.
Yeah.
It's not like they have to sign
If
somebody
I want to
in.
make it happen, it's going to happen. It's been done.
Oh, bruh.
I was about to say,
done,
I had a friend in high school who did not care. We're no longer friends. We had a friend that didn't care.
I'm going to stay out of this conversation.
Just right next door.
I've known people.
Right there.
I've known people that have done way
reach out and
worse.
touch it. Just
I know some people that have done way worse. I've heard stories.
Yeah, I've heard stories.
I've heard stories, man, where people had roommates.
But nothing
and-
personal though. Nothing that you can.
No, it's just
not
stuff
you,
people
though.
talk about
'Cause
on
you
the
would
yard.
never do that.
No, I mean, of course not. Come on,
Right.
I was celibate till I met Jazz.
That makes perfect sense.
Mm-hmm. How old is your son?
Huh?
He wasn't hiding his son from the world. He was hiding the world from his son.
Oh,
Pretty good.
snap!
That's pretty good.
But seriously, is he
I'm
of
not doing
school
this.
age?
No, I'm not doing this
Is
at
he?
all.
Okay.
No, not at all. I'll
Does
tell you-
Jazz know about the son?
Oh, you know what? It's a continuation for me.
I'm done.
It's to keep
I'm
going
done.
as I keep ducking and dodging.
I'm done.
So 2 things cracked me up over the weekend. There was one story where I guess this guy was cheating on his baby mama.
Mm-hmm.
She was pregnant, right? And she was trying to get him to unlock his phone to see who he'd been talking to.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody recorded him in the yard trying to duck so the face recognition wouldn't unlock the
wow.
phone. She was really out there like bobbing and he was bobbing and weaving like, nah, go on somewhere. She's like, nah, look at the phone, Brian. Look, I watched it 1,000 times. I'm like, yo.
That's ridiculous.
He knows if his face catches any recognition with that phone,
It's
he's
over
dead.
with. It's over with.
He was fighting for his life, KD. Like he was like, move, go on, Keisha, go on. She's like, nah, look at the phone, Brian. Look at the phone. He was bobbing. Bruh, this dude could fight Floyd Mayweather the way he was getting out the way. I was like,
I need to see
you
it.
might as well unlock it.
I
You
need
might
to
as well
see it.
unlock the phone because that is guilt.
Yeah.
Like to bob and weave that much, that tickled me. The second thing that tickled me, I think me and Katie talked about this off air. There was a young lady who had her Mercedes-Benz stolen.
Oh, I saw that.
She had her car stolen in Detroit, Michigan. She called the police. She filed a report. They wasn't moving fast enough for her, KD. They weren't moving fast enough. So she decided to use her tracker and track down the car. Mm-hmm. 3 days later, she finds the car. The young man that stole her car was politely sitting down at a shop having his hair braided.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
He was getting his hair braided.
Wow.
She walked in with her Instagram live. She's like, excuse me, is that your Benz outside? He said, yeah, I just bought that. Bam! Fires on
I
him.
think he tried to deny it.
He tried to deny. He said he just bought it for $2,500.
Wow.
She stole on
Maybe
him.
she dragged
But that
him.
wasn't the gift. She never dropped the phone as
Right.
she was beating his.
Oh.
Bow, just right hooking while recording the whole
was the
thing.
world's
and
best-
told it on the news.
the world's best
yeah,
20
I had
seconds.
to get him. And I sliced all the tires in case I couldn't find where he was, so he couldn't drive off in my car.
For me, it was the interview that she had at the end.
Mm-hmm.
The amazing level of calmness that she
I
had.
know.
She had beat him already.
She was very
She had
together.
already beat him. She had released the energy.
And then the people in the shop though were like, yeah, you seen Angry Mobs on like
Yes.
old like witch hunts and stuff. The people in the shop was like, hey man, you stole her car, and they helped.
They helped.
That's what I like, the sense of community and camaraderie. I appreciated that.
I love it. Shout out to
because so
Detroit.
many times we see people in situations and they just be left to fend for themselves.
Mm.
They was like, nah, bro, you don't do her like that. And they let her drag him up out their shop.
But here's the thing. It was the level of confidence when she realized he was sitting down in a chair. He was a small little guy.
Right.
And he was having his hair braided. Because she had Pookie and them on
call,
standby.
yeah.
She's like, y'all, I'm going to call y'all when I find them. And I'm going to tell y'all, pull up. She's like, this little 140-pound joker stole my Mercedes-Benz and didn't even have the decency to take it to the scrap shop.
I'm finna weigh him
and get
out.
it towed up and burnt out. He driving it. She like, don't even worry about it, Pookie. Now I got it.
He was too cocky.
She fired him up and she drug him. I was proud of her.
But I wonder at what point has she made up her mind that when I see him, I'm going to lay hands
I think she might not have made her mind. I
when
think
she
when
seen
she
him.
saw him in there and she looked at his stature and
Yeah.
she said, he got the nerve to lie in my face. I'm finna wear his out.
Think about it, though.
I think that's when it clicked for her. She said, I'm finna wear him out.
Think about it. You came there by yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
You came alone.
That girl got the
No
boldness.
backup.
So
She
when you
had the
think about
boldness
somebody
of Christ.
stealing your car, you don't know how they working with. You know they might be with other people, but you came alone and you said, I need myself personally, guys.
Baby wanted the smoke. She was ready for whatever.
She knew when she walked through that door, it doesn't matter who's sitting down.
It could have been Shaq.
In that chair.
It could have been Shaq.
I'm gonna give him. I'm scared of her.
Yes.
The fact that she said, I don't care who it is, you got my car, I have no backup.
None.
This is about to go down. Give me my car.
And I'm
Right.
not going to drop this phone.
Wow.
She's a superhero.
That's some boldness, Doc.
She might have a future in videography, cinematography.
If anybody knows this young woman, please tell her to write to the KD Bo Show. We would love to do a live interview with her right here on this. Find this young lady.
Oh, yeah.
Tell her to DM KD Bo on Instagram. And we're going to set this up. We want to talk to her next Monday. I need to know what was going on. I need details. People need to know this story. Please, somebody, please.
We'll get on the live video. Yeah, we sure will.
Wow.
Let me go back to the first story you had. So she was trying to go through his phone.
She was trying to go through his phone.
And she couldn't get into the phone.
She couldn't get into it. And, of course, he's never going to give up his password. But she knew he had the face recognition. So she was just putting it on him like this. I mean, I'm talking about a 5-minute battle of him doing this, trying to get out of the way because it would never recognize him. He was like, go on, Keisha. Look at the phone, Brian. Look at the phone. I'm like, he guilty. He know I'd rather have this fight with her not knowing what's in that phone than just showing her what's in the phone. That's called going down with the ship.
If you're doing all of that, though, you got to pack your trash bags and go and move out because your Xbox gonna be on the street.
Oh, his Xbox was broken before she got the phone. She already threw that in the toilet stool. His Xbox.
What's sad to me is that why would you go through all that if you can't if you assume that somebody is cheating?
That's the confirmation right there to me.
Hey man, listen, hey, what's going on?
But she was pregnant. In her defense, she was pregnant. So
in her defense,
in her defense, she was pregnant.
How is she being defended?
No, I thought you were saying, like, if you think she need to leave. So I'm saying, like,
no.
She probably wasn't ready to leave. She just needed to get to the bottom of what was pissing her off at the moment.
Man, listen, I don't care if you're pregnant or whether you're not. Man, listen, you out there bobbing and weaving, running, that's more dangerous to the baby than you anything else.
Yeah, but we don't know what kind of emotional state she was in. That's what I'm saying. That's what I was
It's the excuses for me,
It's not an excuse. It's the truth.
This is awful. I can't believe this.
She probably was extra furious. I feel like in regular hormones,
if I was carrying somebody's baby,
I can't.
If I was carrying somebody's baby and I found out they was cheating on me, I probably would be bobbing and weaving too.
Yeah.
Just real talk.
Yeah, I feel like she was like...
several things. Number one, you chose who you chose. Okay, that's one. You chose who you chose. So when you find out, when they show up, like they show up, ain't no sense of you getting in a fight, losing your baby, all this kind of stuff.
I get that.
Go, just leave. Go to your mama house. Do something, but don't. I think it's the craziest thing in the world, and that's male or female.
Yeah.
Y'all saw that story with the guy? It was on the website. Allegedly, the boyfriend finds his girlfriend with another man, and it's a high-speed chase. This man has hit a whole tree.
I seen that.
Did you see that?
I seen that. I did see that.
It's not that serious.
It is never that serious.
She for the streets.
She gone.
She on the street in the car with the dude. Is that what other confirmation you need?
That's
he chased him.
So not only do they crash, now they get out of the car.
And they fight.
And they go to running.
They took off.
And they run off the screen. I'm looking at the screen, and they run right up the screen. It's terrible. It's a terrible situation. All I'm saying, shout out to the spiritual word. That's where I got it from, the spiritual word. Shout out to them. But the sad part is that when you have a situation like that, and you find somebody to where you feel like you got to put hands on them, y'all got to fight, y'all got to do all this kind of stuff.
With you.
It's dumb.
It's over.
I mean, we get in our emotions and what have you, but at some point you got to say, yeah, I'm going to take this L.
Unless they steal your beans and they sitting at the barbershop.
Getting their hair braided.
I can't. I'm not the one to even discuss that one. I can't.
I'm just saying.
Because everybody is heralding this lady for running up in this thing and snatching old boy by his hair. But the truth is this. That worked out in her favor. Now, for everybody else that decide they want to, go and chase down a slider, got their car, and they find they're going to walk up and down on Instagram Live, I can't promise you it's going to turn out like that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying you got to think.
She was bold, though.
Fortunately, it turned out well for her, but I think we got to think. We got to think. Because this woman could have woke up dead.
I think she evaluated the situation more than we think. Dead. I think she knew what she seen.
Yeah.
She knew what she was dealing with. She knew the weight class. And she knew that he was in a vulnerable state.
I think she made an assessment.
His head was probably tilted down like this.
She made an assessment and then an adjustment.
And they probably was braiding that back part. And she like, I'm finna fire him up.
Hold on, man.
Mink.
You ever been in a fight in which you underestimated somebody?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it happens.
Oh, yeah.
It happens.
Oh, yes, it has.
You can be in a wrestling match with somebody and underestimate them
I've never done
and get dumped on your head. Yeah.
My cousin, Kevin, boy, tall, shorter. Man, I'm like, boy, we just playing now. Now, it's not a fight. We playing. Right. And I'm thinking I'm just about to embarrass him. You don't realize that being tall is a problem until you fight somebody that can bob and weave and get up under there and be tagging you.
Mink.
And you're trying to grab him. He's short and elusive.
Bruh.
You can't underestimate people. You think you can, but you can't. You don't know what somebody can do, or you don't know who's with somebody. So I'm just saying, if you ever in a situation like that,
just don't know.
Man,
just walk away.
Bring somebody with you. Bring somebody with you, or call the cops.
Walk away. Don't bring somebody with you.
Walk away. I ain't saying walk away. You ain't always got to walk away. Some things you can't walk away. You shouldn't walk away from. You have your car there. You know who's in there. It's at that point, once it's verified, you call some help. You call at. I
think it's situational. In that particular situation, she definitely should have had
maybe not even call the cops. Maybe you can call the cops or not, because if Ray and Pookie and them, if they your family,
they probably was waiting. Or if they wasn't outside, they probably was outside, and she like, yo, I'm good.
Well, that's true. We didn't see the video.
We didn't see. We don't know about that part. But I got two takes on that. You are correct. That could have went wrong. You can't underestimate people by their size. But I think she did evaluate the weight class, and Pookie was probably in the car waiting as well. But also, don't try to mock this lady, because you can never tell anybody's strength by their size. Had a roommate that was 5'6", weighed about $175, never worked out. Meanwhile, I weighed 250 in the gym all the time. This is in my younger 20s. He could shake your hand and had your whole hand in his hand. Little guy. And I was like, man, dog, you just got this crazy old man strength in your handshake. He's like, nah, man, I've been like this my whole life. I've always been like this. And I kind of looked at it. I was like, everybody knows, like, man, dude, when you shake your hand, he crushes your joint. We're at the club one night. It's a place, I don't know if it's still open. It's called Central Station. You remember that? It used to be a club here in Atlanta. It's for younger folks back in the day. Anyway, we go to this club, and he goes to hit on this girl, and it's somebody else's girl.
Uh-oh.
And then the alarm goes off. Mind you, he's 5'7", he's about $175. And then I guess the girl went off, and then here come these four guys. Like, oh, snap. So I'm walking towards it like, oh, man, you can't, we rode together. So I'm 22, so we down for whatever this is.
It is what it is, yeah.
Like, if we're going to lose, we're going to lose. We're going to fight, we're going to fight. I am on my way to the fight. When I tell you he was knocking these dudes out like they were standing in line in a movie as extras. Whoa. I'm talking about one-hit quitters. I'm talking about sleep. I ain't even had time to walk to him. And I'm talking about they were asleep. They weren't like getting up. They was out.
Wow.
And then I walked up to him. He's like, man, they know they was messing with you. Ready to go? Like nothing happened. I knew at that moment right there.
That's psychosis.
At that moment, where I was about 23, 24, it was at that moment I realized size is not everything. He was knocking these dudes they were asleep.
And that I will never, ever,
I don't care how much we fuss over this rent.
There you go.
We're going to have to talk about it.
Right.
Hey, listen, man, I know you was kind of behind last month, man, but you think this month you can get the rest?
Maybe
or
we can work something out.
Do we need to move? Or like, we need to for it cheaper? Shout out to Donovan, man. Shout out to Donovan, man. You remember that story.
Did y'all see this story? The baby.
Lord, with them kids and the chocolate.
The kids came up to him with, I think kids had some Skittles, some chocolate, some candy. Man, trying to, I don't know if they was hustling. Yeah, they were trying to hustle. I ain't even going to try to.
They were trying to hustle him.
So basically, the story goes like this. So he's getting on, maybe a tour bus or whatever. And the kids maybe recognize him, maybe they don't. I don't know. So they go to him and say, hey, we trying to, for a good cause, can you buy this candy? Right. He said, how much for the whole box? He said, about $200. $200. He said, $200. He said, the other dude, how much is this for yours? $200. $200. And he starts laughing. He said, how much is it? How many is in there? Oh, it's 34. He said, 34? He said, 34. Okay. So 34 of the pieces of candy in there, how much you charge? $2. How much is 34 times 2?
Oh, no.
200. It's 200.
He said, I know it ain't 200. So basically, what he ended up doing was, he said, tell you what, how much is candy? It's $1. Give me one. Give me two of them. Give me two of them. And we good. So people are getting on him because you got all this money. You could have helped these kids out. Mm-hmm. You could have just gave them basically the money for the box.
Right.
But to his point, I get it. Don't be out here being stupid.
Right.
If you're going to ask for $200, then there's a way to do that. You should say, hey, man, it's really technically, I got $68 worth of stuff in here, man. But, whatever you can give for a good cause, I appreciate that. And I'm telling people that, and it's like, man, they kids. They don't know that. They don't know how to do that. That's the problem with us today.
Excuses.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem.
Excuses.
Nobody teaching them.
You're supposed to know. How you don't know? You're supposed to know.
Bruh.
So guess what? Watch this. If they took an L on this, hopefully they took an L, loss, no, lesson, yes, and the next person, they'll be able to do something a little different. Yeah. They'll be able to say, hey, man, each one is $2. I got the whole box right now is like $68, man. But honestly, here's what we're trying to do. And we were this far away from it. Whatever you can do can help. Now that lands differently.
Way differently. Way
Than
differently.
$200.
Yeah. But I'm telling you, man, I'm seeing, and I'm just going to go off the cuff a little bit, because I'm seeing, like, in some cases, these single parent homes in which they make excuses for these boys. It's like, you should have a work ethic. You should be able to think outside of the box, cognitively be able to maneuver your way out of situations. But we make excuses and we say stuff like, yeah, but they didn't really know. They kids, give them a break. No, why? When I was, let me say, I've been working since I was 8 years old.
Bruh.
8 years old. Bruh. At the Buccaneer Motel, cleaning up dust bunnies underneath a bed. And he would give us a manila envelope at the end of the day with $5 in it. My mama said it like this. You can't spend it all on candy. You got to have 10% to go to tithes, and you got to buy something for the house. So what we typically did was 50 cents went to tithes. We bought a roll of toilet paper because it was like, I think, 59 cents or whatever. And the rest of it, she just said, you can do whatever you want to do. You just can't spend it all on candy. We learned fiscal responsibility at a very young age. And I'm saying whether you are a single parent or whether you got people in the house, as far as a husband and wife, it doesn't matter. These kids absolutely have to be given the benefit of the doubt that you can learn, you can stretch, and you can do better.
Yeah.
That's the problem, man. I don't want to get, I'm on a whole thing. But that's the problem with us, man. We make all these excuses for these kids when I know we can do better.
Mm-hmm. Fact.
Yeah. Y'all just going to leave me out there like that? Ain't nobody got nothing to say.
I concur. I'm playing with you. No.
The worst interview ever.
No. I definitely agree with you. My only thing, and I'm not trying to make an excuse, I'm saying a lot of people don't know. The kids don't know because the parents don't know, and their parents didn't know, and their parents didn't know. That's a generational curse. And so whose responsibility is it?
I think it's the community. You know how I feel about that, man.
Yeah, it takes a village. It takes a village. But when your village is half of them on crack, the other half are selling the crack, the other ones work 3 jobs and they're not. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm, again, not making excuses. I'm just saying it's a little different for, some of those people, some people in the inner city. And let me tell you this.
Yeah.
We was filming Edgewood. I'm so sick of seeing these celebrities put these high-end restaurants right next to all these homeless people and all these junkies and all these people that have addictions and mental illnesses and all of this stuff. Sir, help them people out. If you're going to put some money into the community, do something that they can benefit from. Don't make it be a black pit, a black hole where people can come and spend their rent.
How would you do it?
Some kind of healthcare facility, a mental health facility, someplace where people can come and rehab. Because I literally saw people, raggedy, tattered clothes, walking with, one lady had an IV, like she had just gotten out of, she had just been discharged. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is heartbreaking for me to see. And I say this all the time. When I become a billionaire, I promise to give back in ways that will drastically change people's lives. Not, hey, here's $5,000 for here's $5,000 for a box of chocolate.
Boom.
But here's a space in your community where your kids can come and play. They don't have to worry about getting shot or accidentally getting hit by a car or just getting messed up in some craziness, because that's what we really need.
Yeah.
All the time, the daddy ain't there, the mama ain't there. You know what I'm saying? The people that are in the community ain't, they're not the best role models.
Yeah.
And so
you're
the
right.
children don't know. And it's going to take everybody to change the mindset for us to get there.
It's building a second chance community. I know I said when I became a millionaire, I would love to build like an apartment complex where people can have second chances, where they have bad credit, like they might not have an address so they can't get jobs.
Right.
Like you come in here, but there's somebody like a counselor to sit down with them like, okay, you can work here. Let me see what your wages, where's your money going, how are you saving, what are you doing to get you to the next part? And you can only stay there a certain amount of time.
Yeah, right.
But while you're there, there can be no drinking, no drugs, no nothing, but just work, saving money, and building yourself so you can go on to move to the next part of life. I think it needs second chance communities.
I think that's a wonderful idea.
Yeah, because you drive down 75, you see all those tents on the side of the road, things like that. Like those people, imagine if they had an address they could go to, and then people like, when you got some people, I don't want to give them no money, they can go work at McDonald's. Well, actually they can't, because they don't have an address. So they need somewhere they can go live, where they can have an address, and then they can go to McDonald's, clock in and out, then come home, take a shower, get a good night's rest, and do it for months on time, and then it can save, and then try to rehabilitate. But if you keep them in the same environment, they're just going to keep doing the same thing, because nothing changes. It's like, why try anything else? I've tried everything. I'm wiped out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I think one of the challenges for me is that when we say stuff like that, and I'm guilty of it too, when I, then I.
Right.
When I, then I. But I feel like there is something that we can do now, because if it's when I, then it constantly scales. When I become a millionaire. Well, when I become, I get 10 million. Oh, man, well, I'm going to do it when I do that. Right. I feel like there's something that we can do on the level that we're on, even if it's something as small as, just say we own a restaurant.
Right.
And you know that all these homeless people around here, and honestly, I personally keep money in my car, like some singles, maybe like 5-6 singles, because I don't want to hear the story. I'm not interested. I'm going to give you the respect. I know you want something. Right. I'm going to give you the respect of looking you in your eye and say, hey, man, here you go. There you go. Or sometimes I just cut to the chase. Hey, bro, I was just wondering, you need some money? There you go. God bless you. I don't want to hear, because I don't even know if I believe the story or not. I don't want to get caught up in that. But one of the things you could do, and let's say, for instance, you had a restaurant, and you find the ones out there that I guess that are the most responsible. And you say, I'm going to pay you to keep other people away from here. Because what happens is this. You've got all of these people that are converging on folks that's coming into the door. That's that are the what do you call them? The patrons.
Yep.
And they're coming in, and it's making them say, I don't even want to go downtown because I got to come through a row of 6, 7.
Yeah.
I get it. We're supposed to help. But I'm not in that mindset. I just want to eat me a sandwich. And this has the best sandwich, but I don't want to deal with that. You hire 1 or 2 people.
Correct.
And say, hey, man, I'm going to give you this. Your job is 2 things. 1, keep it clean. I don't want this mess up here. And number 2, you keep everybody else away. Okay? And when we decide that we want to help, then we'll take some food here, we'll take some money here, and we'll go over to where you are. Don't bring that stuff up here because it makes people feel some type of way. Correct. Like when I lived downtown, I was on Jackson Street, right? And I would just walk, like sometimes to the radio station, which is a ways. And I didn't live down there. I had a studio. Just the thought of going to get something to eat. I knew I was going to pass 3 homeless people that I definitely knew were going to be there. Right. And you get tired of constantly saying, my man, I don't carry any cash. Then I started carrying cash. But every day, though, I'm putting, money in my pocket to make sure that I can take care of them, and it's too much. That's fine. I'm going to do what I'm going to be able to do based on what I have. Don't try to muscle me. Don't try to do no extra stuff. I'm going to do what I can do, but I'm just saying we all can do something.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And we can all do something now. That's what I'm saying.
1 brick at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I dig that.
Ooh, that's good. Mm-hmm. Wow. What a way to button that up.
Hey, man. I'm here for you.
I just got to wait till I get some money. I'm sorry. When I get
Tiny
it, though.
Tiny got money. Stop it.
Tiny about to start selling plasma.
Speaking of selling plasma, hey man, is he going?
Speaking of selling plasma,
is he going to have to start selling plasma to get out of this trouble that he's in?
Who's that?
Richard Sherman.
Oh Lord.
No, I think he's okay for right now. I mean, he got out. I think they charged him with 5 misdemeanors or something like that.
Bro, what happened though?
You know what?
There was alcohol involved. That's all I know.
There was alcohol involved.
It went too hard.
Yeah.
But there was some anger involved as well.
Yeah.
Without the alcohol.
But what's the story though?
The story is basically he was trying to get into his father-in-law's house. Mm-hmm. Apparently, the wife called the police on him, saying that he had been really depressed and screaming things like about suicide and hurting her and things of that nature, whatever. So it didn't really tell the details, but apparently she went to the father's house, her father's, and then he went over there, and the quote he was using was "come through," as he was trying to bust through the door. And I'm just really grateful that nobody came through. Because did you see the force that he was hitting that door with? I mean, like he was
and the door was not moving.
It was the scream inside that made me say, oh, this is a whole situation.
Bro, he was furious. Like, I don't know what was wrong. I don't know what caused this right here. But my man was upset. I mean, he's furious. Come through. That's all he's saying. Come through. Ooh. Boom. Ooh. Boom. Ooh. Boom. Like, bro.
Oh my gosh!
And Richard Sherman is a very intelligent
guy.
NFL Stanford graduate.
Yeah.
Does very, very good with the press.
Yeah.
And I think this is the scary part when a lot of NFL players are talking about they need more research with things like CTE or mental health with taking all the hits and the concussions, because this is not a normal day for Richard Sherman. You know what I'm saying? Like this is not typical behavior. And this is some of the signs.
We don't know. I'm not saying he's a bad person. I'm just saying we don't know what his typical behavior is because all we know is what we're shown. So we don't know if he's like this all the time.
Well, you know what's interesting is that when he appeared, and this is a story, he appeared with his wife, all right, before the court. And here's his statement. I am deeply remorseful for my actions on Tuesday night. I have behaved in a manner I'm not proud of. I have been dealing with some personal challenges over the last several months, but that is not an excuse for how I acted. The importance of mental and emotional health is extremely real, and I vow to get help. I appreciate everybody, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
So he didn't get into details. I don't think anybody's really going into details, but whatever was going on, man, for his, who called the cops?
His wife. His wife called the police.
Okay, so she called the police.
Because she thought he was going to hurt himself. Mm-hmm. She's worried about him.
He was saying that he was going to kill himself.
There's a 911 call?
Yep.
There's
and
a 911 call.
It was so annoying.
I need officers to my house now. My husband is drunk and belligerent. Threatening to kill himself.
Stop. What's the address? Are there any weapons? Stop.
No, there's no gun. I'm saying there are no weapons, ma'am. There are no weapons.
You need to stop interrupting me so I can get the information I need to get officers expedited.
I need officers here now.
What's he doing that you think he's going to harm himself?
He's being aggressive. He has sent text messages. He's trying to leave now in the house. He's being aggressive. He's wrestling with my uncle. He's threatening to kill himself. He has sent text messages to people saying he's going to hang himself. He's saying that if the police show up, so please don't shoot is what I'm asking.
Okay, wait. Say that again.
He has no weapon.
He says if the police show up,
he said if the police show up, that he'll try to fight them. So they need to understand that he is.
Okay.
Richard, please stop. Richard, please stop. Please stop.
It's a tough call, man. It's a tough thing,
man. It goes on for longer, but
it continues.
The dispatcher was very, I would say she was very curt. She just she acted like the wife was annoying her, in my opinion. She was like, hey, okay, stop. I need to know X, Y, and Z, because and I'm like, you're asking her all these follow-up questions. Are you sending a unit or not? And she's telling you that she needs help. There's a dangerous situation evolving, so. Yeah.
And that goes back into, a lot of those cases with athletes where they get into it with the wives or whatever, mm-hmm. and the police, whoever this dispatcher is, knows the person that they're speaking of. Mm-hmm. Oh, this person wouldn't do that. Oh, that's blah, 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 wouldn't do that. Mm-hmm. This person wouldn't do that. And we know several cases. I don't want to name drop, but we know several cases where the wives tried to call and say, this person's doing X, Y, and Z. And they're like, oh, Bob wouldn't do that. Mike wouldn't do that.
The 911 operators would say that?
I mean, they're moving like that.
You gotta be kidding me.
Oh, man, it's some 911 calls that will shock you.
It's the hesitation with moving forward with the call. Like
really?
you heard her say, he's being physical with someone? Yes. Now, is he trying to fight someone, or did he already fight someone? Ma'am.
Send somebody right now.
I need a unit here. He's going to break the door down. I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can hear her being frantic, and the dispatchers, I feel like she's drawing the questions out. And what if this was a situation where he had a weapon and he was getting ready to do her bodily harm? This lady is on here playing 21 questions.
That part.
And now this girl is in hospital or dead or whatever.
I think the sad part is that when you hear her speak, her tone is almost familiar. It's almost like a not again. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and she's like, I know what to say to him.
Yes.
And the tone to say it to get him to calm down. She was frantic but caring. Like, man, let me tell you something, man. That mental dis-ease, it's real. It's real.
Yeah, man.
And just because a person presents, and to your point you said earlier, I mean, facts. We don't really know how a person is behind the scenes. We see their representative, but we don't really know.
Yeah, that's true.
We know what you show us.
That part.
But we don't really know for real. Wow, man. Just continue to pray for them, man. That's got to be a tough situation. And I guess we all have confirmation bias. Like, I don't want to think that he would have wanted to do anything foul or he was going to do anything foul. But we don't know.
Man, he had a moment, B.
Yeah.
He had a moment, and we don't know what that moment was. And that's the thing with these stories. That's why, like,
we didn't see nothing that happened before.
I think the research needs to happen while the athletes are still young. We don't know what. Somebody needs to sit down with him, like, yo, bro, what's going on? What's inside your mind right now? What's making you feel like this? Yeah. What's the pressure? Is it the game? Is it the hits? Is it something you feeling internally? Is it past trauma? Like, somebody needs to talk to him and go through those steps, because they wait until guys are retired and they're way out of their whatever profession they play. And it's you don't remember what pissed you off when you were 34. When you're 60, you don't remember. You know what I'm saying? So you need somebody to talk to you in the moment while he's still playing. Yeah. Should you play next season? Do you need to take some time off? Have you been hit too many times? Like, somebody talk to him now. And then I don't want to name drop on anything with like these type of scenarios, but let's just be realistic. Let's go to the early 90s. OJ wouldn't do that. Oh, why do you keep calling the police on OJ? And they just overlooked Nicole. Like, he wouldn't do it. That's OJ, USC OJ and then NFL OJ from the Hertz commercials. And she just got overlooked just like this. The same 911 call, like, oh, it's OJ, man. Send somebody over there. Nicole tripping again. And then you don't know what the scenario is. So talk to people now and versus later when something more drastic happens.
Yeah. And just FYI, he still didn't do it.
No, he did not.
He just wrote a book about how he would do it.
And this is how he would if he did.
All right, so for me, my story is, did y'all see this one?
You got peace. Nobody can play with you. Nobody can mess with you because you strong. You got this. You strong. You got the butt. Come on, kill him. Go. You got this. You strong. Hey, go, my baby. You strong. Go, brother. You strong. You 18, 3, go, go, go. Nobody can mess with my brothers. Go. Go. Nobody can mess with my brothers. You got this. You a hawk.
Yo,
You a Hulk. You hear saying you a Hulk. You got this. You a rock. You got
was
this.
in there.
Let me tell you something, man.
He was in the zone, too.
We all need a cheerleader, bro. She was on it.
Man, listen.
She did what she needed to do.
I said to myself,
Period, sis.
if you got somebody in your corner like that,
You
man,
unstoppable.
You unstoppable.
Man, just a little belief.
Them last little hits, though, he was finna lift that thing up. You
Man,
seen him?
That's what I'm saying.
He had a little oomph with it.
I thought about it like this: like who trained her?
She's-
That's what you do.
That's love in that household, man. She's
Yeah.
seen something. Either her parents are really, really close or her grandparents. Somebody's close.
Yeah.
And they're encouraging to the other person. Or they're encouraging to each other. You know what I mean? But she's seen that.
Yeah, somebody told her, you don't let nobody play with your brother.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I know we had that talk.
Yeah.
What happens over here stays in here. But you don't let nobody play with your brother. You don't let nobody play with your sister.
Yeah, I mean, I tell my kids that as well, and I think, man, my Kamar, if you watching this, you go there. But yeah, we had the thing that don't let nobody be messing with your siblings.
Right.
And you sitting over there. Let me find out you was just laughing.
Watching.
You was just, man.
Recording.
Tell you something.
Because now you got to come home and fight me.
Yeah, right. Now you got to deal with me. That ain't what you want. But my kids, they don't really have that. That's a level of care and concern that I just don't see that we as a culture have for each other on that wise. You know, sometimes we say, well, I mean, if you that person, if you do this for me, then I'll do that for you.
Bruh.
You know, if she, she taking care of me like this or whatever, yeah, of course I'm a whatever. Or if he got me, if he this, of course I got him. No, I just think that sometimes we all need to have somebody in our corner, and it's not just on the romantic side, but somebody in your corner that can see your possibility and speak to that possibility until it comes into fruition. That boy was tired. You hear me?
He was about to give up.
That boy was tired about halfway through them hits, but she kept jumping up and down. Look like she had icy in her hand. Was it an icy? The Freezy cup? Was it a Freezy cup?
Sorry, I was just still
It looked like a
amazed
Freezy
by the
cup.
hairdo. Those braids were awesome. I was just like, yo, her braids are really, really
Baby
nice.
girl was cute.
Yeah.
Somebody did that.
Yeah, and then for guys, you hear this so often. Yo, don't tell him that. Don't say that to him. You're gonna blow his head up.
Oh, man.
Don't say that. Don't do too much. You're gonna blow his head up. Don't do that. Don't do that. You're gonna blow his head up. And I'm telling you, especially for black men, and I think that I watched that thing maybe about, I don't know, I just let it stay on loop. And I was trying to figure out for myself, why was I feeling so emotional about the way she was cheering on this kid? This is her brother. And she said, nobody gonna mess with my brother. I mean, she was going in. And I just said,
Kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kill him.
She said, kill
I
him.
don't know who trained her like that. I don't know if the mom and the dad, I don't know if she saw her dad talk to him like that or whatever. I don't know, but I just think that we all need to drink a little bit more of that Kool-Aid, yo. We need to.
Some compliments, man.
Yeah, man.
I tell you, something else I know, people got to learn how to receive compliments as well.
And then there's that.
That's the thing with that. Some
Yeah.
people can't take it. Man, you look really nice today.
Or they'll do this. Or they'll do this. Oh, for real? Yeah, man. This whole thing? Oh, yeah, man. I finally was able to, just say thank you.
That's it.
Just say thank
I
you.
was about to say, that's a problem I do not have. Compliment me, please. Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah. Please
I love it.
Yeah. You're beautiful.
Thanks. I know. But I said thanks first.
I think, and I want to cover all the bases with this because there are people that'll be watching us, this part of the conversation, and then they'll say, yeah, but, I would, but. And I would challenge you to challenge that line of thinking. Because I'm telling you, for every person that is willing to blow your head up, there's 7 other people out there with a bobby pin or a pen, straight pen ready to deflate it. And now you don't really know how a person can appreciate you just saying, you know what? The way you held that door open for that lady, you could have just went inside, but you waited there. She was taking her time. And she walked in and she didn't say thank you. You ain't even flinch. I see you. I see you, young man. I see you. Or finding the things that, not the big things, the small things, and say, you know what? The way you take time to appreciate, or the way you take time to smile at people when they speak to you, or the way you do this, the way you do that small stuff, people appreciate it. And then we start ruminating over it later. Maybe I do. Maybe I do that. Like that shirt. That shirt is incredible. When you walked in,
it's a beautiful color.
Yeah, I thought it, Rod, but I never said it.
Is that marigold?
Actually, that's exactly what it is.
It's a beautiful color.
I'm not over
brings
there.
out the colors in his eyes.
I'm not over there.
No?
I'm not over there.
My friend is handsome. You don't think so?
I'm not over there.
We can't compliment like that. That's when we
she
draw the
put him on the
line.
spot. Let me get out the way.
That's when we draw the line. We can't compliment that.
Let me get out the way.
Okay.
Because what you're not going to hear me say is, you are so beautiful. You are so beautiful.
And I don't think I could receive that. I would be weird.
But I'm looking you in your eyes, dog.
It's rough, and I want you to stop.
But I'm saying, but I'm saying,
so hypocritical.
No, seriously, please.
I thought it. You know what I'm saying? I thought when you came in, man, that's a nice shirt. But I didn't say it. And it wasn't I was trying to not say it. I just, in my mind, maybe sometimes we are conditioned to not notice stuff or to say stuff for whatever reason. I don't know what it is. I'm not trying to throw daggers at anybody. What I am realizing that video said something to me is that, yo, man, if your words are seeds and they're powerful enough to create something, create life. Don't create death.
Man, that's crazy.
And every opportunity you get to create life, whether it's a compliment or a smile or a joke, man, do that.
Man, it's funny that you said that, man. I had a really emotional moment last week. So we had our engagement dinner last Monday. And I'll probably have to say it on the show. I have a younger brother, but we have different moms, right?
Okay. Gotcha.
So we didn't grow up in the same household. I'm 10 years older than him. Our father passed when I was 15, he was 5. And from there, I went off to college, 2 years later. He was young, but I was coming home, I'm taking him to, Chuck E. Cheese and to arcades. I built what I could build with him without us growing up in the same house. And we have our bond from that, you know what I mean? So then, we both became grown. He's a pharmacist, which I'm proud of him for that. But, man, he surprised me and came to this dinner. I didn't even know he was coming.
Wow.
And I remember looking at him like, I'm so happy to see him, man. Like, dang, it's so hard to build that full circle bond when y'all don't grow up in the same house. But it's funny. I'm looking at his eyes. It's funny you said this. I'm looking at his eyes. I know he's thinking the same thing I'm thinking.
Wow.
Like, we have to do better at getting with each other. Because I don't know if y'all dealt with that. When you have outside siblings, it's hard. Like, it's hard to, like, stay on the up and up because we have, inside the house siblings, y'all got in the house every day.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah, every day. So you out of sight, out of mind. But, like, when we seen each other, we're grown men. Like, he's 27, I'm 37. I'm like, yo, man, I'm so happy to see this dude. Like, I gotta do better about calling him or us planning something. I was like, yo, man, just come back up here, man. Like, whenever you want to come, you got somewhere to stay, bro. Just come to town, whatever. And I said, I'm gonna make sure I call you every time I come to Montgomery, whatever. I said, but man, like, when I watch other people with siblings that grew up in the same household, I'm like, man, y'all don't know how fortunate you are to have that. Outside of him, I'm an only child to my mom. So it's just like seeing him, I'm like, yo, that's amazing. I said, I should say it more. I should call him like, yo, bro, just love you, man. Miss you, man. Like, we should hang out a little more. And it's funny that, but you're right, with condition, just like, we grown, that's life, whatever.
Yeah.
And I think it lands differently. So whatever I say to you, it lands one way. All right, appreciate you. But Tiny's going to say to you, yo, you're a handsome dude. I'm never in life going to say, I'll say somebody's handsome. Like, yo, it's a handsome dude right there. But the way I say it, it's going to be different. The tone's going to be different. Yeah. And so men complimenting other men is going to land one way. Men complimenting women is going to land another way. So I think with you, Tiny, what I notice about you is...
Gas me up. Come on. Yes. What I be doing? I'm so annoying.
It's your capacity to care. Really. So, it ain't everybody.
I do be caring.
But you care. Your level of care is incredible. Because I think that, and my wife is the same way. It's like, maybe it's a Taurus thing, I don't know. But it's like you'll see the beauty in something, but you have the power to enhance it, to make it better. Like you on this show, it's like, you do something I don't know if anybody else could really do like that.
Give me all my flowers, thank you.
See this right here? See what I'm saying?
That's what makes it tough right there. And that's what makes it tough.
Yeah.
And that's why you like banana annihilators.
You're right.
Wow.
And that's life.
But I'm
right
serious, man. That we gotta do a better job. And I don't mean to stay here that long, but I'm gonna dig into it a little bit more, because men have to be able to speak life to women in a way that's non-sexual, that's non-creepy, but you just, hey, I see the potential in you. I see the power in you. And I want to speak to that. And I want to keep it freaking moving. And women should be able to do the same thing for guys. I see the power in you, King. Man, I don't know. I don't want nothing, man. I want to tell you that I see you and I appreciate you and I value you, and keep it moving. I think that when we start to do that, instead of being on and we checking each other and stuff, and yeah, some of that stuff is probably right. It ain't for you, though. It ain't for you to check me. It's for you to, man, add. I think we just should do a better job with adding to each other as opposed to take it from each other. Now, we do have to have checkers in our community.
Accountability.
But everybody can't be a checker.
Right.
Some folks got to be.
Checked.
They don't deserve to be a checker.
Somebody got to be checky.
Yeah, somebody got to be. Yeah, honestly, real talk. Some people have to be the people that I woke up this morning to add value to everybody that I meet, whether it's a smile, a kind word, good energy, money, whatever. I'm going to add value. And if we can start saying that in the course of every day when I get up, my feet hit the ground, I'm going to find out who I can add value to today.
Boom.
So I appreciate y'all. I mean that.
Dope, man.
You do.
Ladies and gentlemen, the KD Bo Show.
The KD Bo Show.
And insert jingle.